This is Pashford Murano with audio log 002. Following up on my first audio log, 001. Don't ask me why I have the two zeros in front there. The file name is neither referred to that, nor do I plan on making only 999 of these. Don't even know if I'm going to make that many. Audio log, focus on that. Kind of started making these as a demo for E3. I refer to it as a demo because there's not really a product here to push. I mean, there are several hundreds of products to push. We are talking about a trade show, however. As it goes, these audio recordings are roughed drafts. Or I guess, since it's technologically based, alphas, I'd say, of eventual audio recordings. So that's why they're incredibly rough in nature. And it also goes to the fact that I don't have a lot of time to really figure this out before the show starts in a few days. So bear with me. I thought this time I'd actually talk a little more about video games instead of alluding to E3, as the video games themselves are why I'm doing these. There's a lot to cover, and in no way could I actually cover all of it. So I'm just going to hit a few points. One of which is the last article I wrote, or 2 articles ago, involving the Uncharted 4 release date, another Halo 5 beta, and Hyrule Warriors 2. The Uncharted 4 release date, I was happy to kind of deduce, and hope I did deduce, based on one of the team members referring to the fact that this was Drake's last E3 outing, which, based on HD remasters and re-releases, doesn't even seem possible. But going on that ominous line, or at least giving credit to how foreboding he is trying to make the end of Nathan Drake's journey in Uncharted 4, that would put Uncharted 4's release date in spring, latest May. If we look at this from a logistical standpoint, Last of Us came out about 2 years ago, I think. Was it? Man, I think it was a little more. Around there. Which means that including this year, they would have had about 3.5 years to develop the game. Uncharted 4, Thief's End. Which is enough time to make a good title. Naughty Dog did also work on the remaster of Last of Us for the PS4 release, which means their team was in some way split. But given the time frame, it is possible that Uncharted 4 could actually come out next year. If they come out and show anything about Uncharted 4 at this E3, considering they've already shown, major gameplay footage, I'd be surprised if they didn't slap at least a tentative release date on it, or they are putting themselves at risk for pitchforks and torches. So let's hope we get that. I think it's likely. Sony's really going to have to watch out for Microsoft, who is now recently starting to outsell the PS4 with the Xbox One. First time since launch, by the way. It was April. Good sign, though. It means that the price drop, the lack of Kinect, and a budding library of software is finally starting to catch people's eyes. They're going to be talking about Halo 5 a lot at the show this year. It's their bread and butter. Halo is Microsoft, is Xbox, are their video game focus. They have a ton of stuff. They got a lot of, tech and software, etc. But Halo is the reason the Xbox has endured all these years. So of course Halo 5 is going to be there, baby. I really think they should do another beta, based on what a technological mess the Master Chief Collection was, just to show that they're willing to admit fault and or show that they are trying to be better than they were. Also, I don't think Microsoft needs to be reminding people about shoddy launches so soon after the Xbox One fiasco. So let's hope they actually announce another Halo 5 beta. I'm sure everyone who owns an Xbox One would like that, as there were many people who did not get their hands on it when it was briefly featured at the beginning of this year. So that's another possibility. It would be kind of a retread of a big announcement, but aside from the release date window, which we have for Halo 5, that would be what they could really do outside of just throwing plasma grenades into the crowd, which, for all hopes would be not real. Last up on my focuses is Nintendo, and what a focus it is. And Nintendo's definitely come into the show weakest out of the three that they've been struggling along with the weakest console in this newest gen, with the Wii U. We're not going to get into that because I think it's been very well detailed. So they're really going to have to focus on their stable of IPs, which arguably they have the strongest of to draw from, and really try to wow us with some reboots, hopefully. Retro Studios is teasing, or at least hyping, Nintendo at the show. Could be a small sign that they got a game in the works. Many people have jokingly said it could be Donkey Kong Country 3, or the new Donkey Kong Country series, which would be fun. I mean, they're fun games. They're not mind-blowing, like, say, Metroid Prime was, which would be a much cooler return to form if Retro was going to announce they're working on Metroid Prime for the new Wii U. But it's kind of a pipe dream. In any case, I was more speculating, surprise, surprise, on a possible Zelda announcement. I did point out the fun little sleight of hand Nintendo pulled by saying we aren't showing the Zelda that we showed at last year's E3. That's been delayed, which kind of made it sound like we're not talking about Zelda this year. And everyone was like, aww. But they didn't say they weren't showing any Zelda at this year's E3. And not immediately, that'd be amazing. Less than 12 hours after I posted my article about a new Hyrule Warriors sequel, there was a leak about Hyrule Warriors on the 3DS. So that's, I think, going to be one of the bigger announcements. I know it's a portable, but the 3DS is leaps and bounds more popular and arguably a better system than the Wii U is, despite the 3DS's equal amounts of launch trouble. So that'll be a fun game. The first one was definitely a crowd favorite. They could do just crazy things you can never do in the regular Zelda games. I mean, there were boobs everywhere, and I really can't say that about any other Zelda title. Not that there needs to be, but that was, the amount of fan service in that game, even aside from just ridiculously dressed characters, from character redesigns to over the top ridiculous combat sequences. It was incredibly unlike Zelda, is what I'm trying to say. So with a spinoff, you can kind of be more risque, and that's a lot of fun to a lot of people. Definitely Zelda fans. They've been dealing with the same formula for decades now. It's okay to want to change it up. So yeah, big swords and all that. Who isn't a fan? In any case, that's just kind of a quick recap of my three main points with Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. There's way more, but once again, the production value on this is very low. And I'm just trying to practice my audio thingy. Doing well at it, by the way. I hope you're enjoying it. Pretty sure my friends are the only ones listening to this right now, which is totally cool because I'm not really promoting it on social media because it needs to get way better than this. But I'll continue to do this throughout the show. I might try to make all of them on the smaller side. This is probably one of the bigger ones I do, as I think micro blasts of information would probably be way more satisfying. But it'll be a whole different game when I'm actually at the show and I'm recording thoughts. So we all have that to look forward to. I'll also try to think of a theme song. It'll probably just be like 3 seconds of me singing like a bastard. So fun times. E3 is days away. It's a little further out for some of you because I'm going to the press conferences. But we'll have all that and more next time on Pashford Murano's Audio Log 003. Pashford Murano signing off.